It is Monday night, so you know what that means. It is the Sunday Night League with round number 7 of the Formula X Championship. We're here at Tokyo for the South Inner Loop, and we're here for the night race, the only one of the season. And seeing these spectacular cars racing in the night, we're going to see some sparks fly, and that's not just from the skid blocks. So let's have a look at the championship standings as we go into round number 7. In first place is Matt Psycho, driving for Williams. He has got 97 points and won at the last round at the Nordschleife. In second place, unfortunately unable to join, was Wolfbane. He was able to get an internet connection, but it was unfortunately unstable, so he's unable to join, but he does have drop scores, so that is okay. He has 89 points. In third place is the defending champion Cthulhu for Red Bull with 74 points. In fourth place is Daz, who has got 72 points in the McLaren. In fifth place is Supra for Ferrari, winner at Le Mans with 69 points. Nice. In sixth place is SNL Jam for Alpine with 67 points. In seventh place is the winner at Spa, Digital Blasphemy. There he is. In eighth place is Guesty, who is guesting for Mercedes. He was due to come and guest for McLaren, but as I say, Wolfbane was scheduled to come, but he has jumped in and replacing Alexis, who unfortunately was unable to make it for this round. Alexis is in ninth place with 45 points. 10th place is Jacques Jajar in the Williams. In 11th place is Noxie with 38 points. Then we have Pleshy with 34 points. GT Racer also with 34 points. Pat 96 with 14 points, who has stepped down in his racing role at Aston Martin and has been replaced by Bunnies, making his debut in the Formula X car, starting 6th thanks to the random number generator for the grid. Then we have Cinemod, who is 15th for Alpine. Jim for Williams has 3 points. Then Digweed 2 points, and Dawes has 0 at the bottom. So looking at the grid, it is based on the last 3 results of your races. So we've got Cinemod on pole, Paleshi in second, Noxie third, Digital fourth, Jacques Jajar fifth, Bunnies in sixth, 7th is GT Racer, 8th is Guesty, 9th is Supra, 10th is Jam, 11th is Cthulhu, Daz is 12th, and Matt Psycho is 13th. It is time for the Monday night stream. Welcome Wolfbane, who's in the chat. He's internally crying though due to the result of his issues. We have a tyre war in Formula X, and tonight's tyres are for Bridgestone. They are on the Super Softs and the mediums, so you can see Paleshi there is on the Super Softs. The mediums on Cinemod though. Then the Michelin tyres are on the softs and the hards, so conveniently Noxie is on the softs and Digital Blasphemy in his Mercedes is on the hards. We're looking at 7 laps of fuel roughly for this race, so 2-stop possibly being the option of choice. But without further ado, let's get this race underway and back with the action. So let's press start. We zoom into Cinemod, who starts on pole position in his Alpine. Alpine back at the front. Let's see what happens. The revs go high. Let's go. Great start from Paleshi, who's got a great start on his super soft tyres. Cinemod on the mediums. goes down to second. Third place is Noxie. Jacques Chazard makes a position because Digital on the hards has dropped a long way down. He's now in 6th, in fact. Dropping behind Bunnies, but Bunnies is there in 6th place. 7th GT Racer as they come down. There's a big fight at the front. Cinnamon up the inside, a little tap. Oh, great save by Peleschi. He somehow gets the lead. Cinnamon has a bit of a clash with Jacques Chazard. Let's see. Oh no, Noxie has gone off. Noxie's gone off, but let's have a look in the middle of the pack. There is Digital up into 5th. It's all lights and lots of action in this midfield. We've got 4th for Jacques Chazard. He's jumped to 7th. Cthulhu is up there. He's made some positions. 8th is GT Racer. He's dropped down. 9th is Supra. 10th is Matt Psycho. Great start from Matt Psycho. Starting in 13th. He's now in 10th. He's got SNL Jam right behind him. The both fight going down into the hairpin. Let's see what happens going into there. Jam up the inside, and he's got GT Racer. Great move by Jam. Can he get GT Racer on the exit? Not quite, but back at the front we've got Peleschi leading the race. Digital Blasphemy saying this track is really tricky in these cars. And there's move of the season from Peleschi. Fantastic move, sliding the car through the hairpin. Cinnamod in 2nd place. Oh, we've got a bit of a fight at the background that looked like a Ferrari Supra possibly. Let's go back and just see he's got some damage. This final corner is incredibly tricky, especially chasing other cars. You can see the cars, they're fighting, they're going so fast. The car in front of Bunnies is just hitting the wall. It drives you into the wall. Oh, and just a little clip there. So they're both off the track, but then means that Bunnies is vulnerable. SNL Jam now up into 8th place in the Alpine, up ahead of the Ferrari, but look at this behind. We've got Supra and Matt Psycho in 10th. Great move, and they're all catching GT Racer, who's ahead. So going into the corner, what is happening here? So we're going through the corner. SNL Jam's gone! Jam has gone! I don't know where he's gone. Where is he? He's down in 13th place. Let's have a replay of that. What happens here? We're on board with Jam, who there's just a little tap and oh, that's unfortunate. Just gets squeezed around the outside. A racing incident though between the cars. Not much that could be done to avoid that. That's what happens when you've got 3 cars going into the hairpin. You've got Peleschi leading this race though after his brilliant move on Cinnamod, who is in 2nd place in his Alpine. 3rd is Guesty. Guesty's in 3rd. What a race. Cthulhu's in 4th. So we've had these fantastic drives from the midfield. Then now, and Jacques Chazard is defending against Digital Blasphemy. Coming out of the hairpin goes Jacques Chazard. He's got Blasphemy right behind him. Supra is there in the Ferrari as well. Let's ride on board with Digital Blasphemy coming through the S's at the end of the circuit. This track in these cars basically has 2 braking points. Let's go through these S's. Round the last corner. Does he lift? Yes, he does. Keeps it brave on the exit. Loses time to Jacques Chazard, and he's actually passed by Supra. No spoilers, please. Daz is in the comments saying that it's just turned on, so no spoilers to see what happens. Peleschi leading this race. Sinrod is in 2nd. Cthulhu and Guesty fighting it out. The Red Bull driver, winner of this track last season, on his way to the championship. This is where it all began. This was where Cthulhu won his first race in Formula X. He's looking to repeat that feat here tonight. 4th is Guesty. Fantastic. Didn't know he was racing for Mercedes until a couple of hours before the race started. Jacques Chazard in 5th. 6th is Supra. 7th, a fantastic start from Matt Psycho in these opening laps. He's got Digital Blasphemy. They go all up his inside, and fantastic move there by Digital Blasphemy. Let's look at the difference in speed. A little bit change, but Matt Psycho having a look. We've got Noxie in the Aston Martin also there, looking dangerous. Having a look at Matt Psycho, the championship leader, in front of him. 10th place is GT Racer. He's got SNL Jam behind him. Can SNL Jam get past the Red Bull? Go through the S's. It'd be a brave move through there, but I don't think anything will happen, as it's incredibly hard to overtake. Then we've got Bunnies in 12th, and then we've got Daz. Daz is down in 13th place. Did a 2:01 on his second lap. I believe he'd made a pit stop. Let's just have a look at his tyres. He's on the super soft tyres, and Daz started on the mediums. So Daz is on the super softs. He has stopped. He's doing something different to those ahead. Paleschi, though, in the Ferrari, leading. It's a long time since we've been able to say that. He won 3 races for Williams in Season 2. He's back at the front, where he believes he belongs. Gazman will be looking at this. He saw Supra win at Le Mans, and now he's got another car up there in the race. Let's have a look down the pack then. Cinnamod is in 2nd place. Cthulhu in 3rd. Red Bull 4th is Guesty. 5th is Jacques Jajar, who has got Supra chasing him down towards the hairpin. Can Supra get a move up the inside? They both brake. I think Jacques Jajar actually was later on the brakes, but Supra has the inside line and gets past. So now we have a Williams in 6th and a Williams in 7th. Digital Blasphemy saying, can we go to Spa every week, please? And Matt Psycho saying, Scotty, I need more power. I've heard rumours, though, that Williams is very light, so where you don't have power, you don't need the weight. But Digital Blasphemy hits the side of the track and loses time, so Noxie gets himself up into 8th ahead of Digital Blasphemy. Then we got GT Racer. Then we've got SNL Jam, and Bunnies has hit the wall. Let's just see what happened there. So on board with Bunnies. SNL Jam ahead. Bunnies, they've just touched side by side. And, great save though by Bunnies. But it's got damage on those hard tyres, is Bunnies. Making his debut. Finding out that these cars, a little bit of side contact with SNL Jam. Don't think anything was doing there. Daz is in 13th place. Let's move out of this view as we go back to the leader, Paleschi, in the Ferrari. The top 3 now pulling away, because in 4th place is Guesty. And we can't see the cars in front. Guesty on the hard tyres as well. So let's have a look. Super soft for Cthulhu, mediums for Cinnamod, super softs for Paleschi. So Wolfbane saying that Matt doesn't need more power, you need more weight, and there are far too many bunnies on this track. It's an environmental hazard. Wolfbane commenting there. So 7th place, Matt Psycho. He's ahead of Noxie, but Noxie all over the back of the Williams driver. Braking actually into the final corner. Said it's a place... not enough brakes though for Noxie. I said it's a place where you do not brake very often. So Noxie going through the corner, doing 31s as well. So that seems to be the pace right now in this race. 31s, but 30s at the front for Paleschi. Leading for Ferrari, as I say, he's not had a brilliant season so far, but is looking to fight back after a great return to form at the Nordschleife. Back towards the front. I think he finished 6th in that race. Sinmod, 2nd place. This is only his 3rd Formula X race, and he's in 2nd. 5th lap of 1:30.1. Fastest lap though is by Cthulhu, or 1:29.6 on the 3rd lap. A little bit quicker than Cinnamod, so closing up the gap to the driver in front. Half a tank of fuel. And Cinnamod has a little bit less. Guesty is in 4th, still on the hard tyres. He's got Supra catching him though on the super soft tyres. And the soft for Jacques Jajar, and Noxie also on the softs. Hards for Matt Psycho. So Matt Psycho has lost a position to Noxie. But he's on the hard tyres, looking good. In 9th on super soft tyres is GT Racer. 10th is SNL Jam. on the super softs. Barely touched super softs. The tips. Oh no! SNL Jam again is pointing the wrong way but spins it round. I don't know what happened there. I think there may have just been a slowing down in front by GT Racer, so SNL Jam all of a sudden under attack now from Bunnies, who's in 12th. Daz is still in 13th, but setting fast times of 1:30.4. Let's see what he does as he crosses the line here. 1:30.3, so he is consistently getting quicker and quicker on the super soft tyres. Paleshi at 1:30.3 as well, so Daz is setting fast times, but he came in on lap number 2 to change his tyres. Is he doing 10 lap stints maybe on his super soft tyres? So Paleshi leading, going to the pits on lap number 7 of 32. Interesting about this track as well, the pit lane actually isn't on the start-finish line. So you'll see, we've passed the pits just a moment ago with Cinemod. We go through the fast S's, through the final corner, nice little lift. Oh, just scrapes the barrier on the exit, doesn't lose too much speed though, crucially. And then here is the finish line, about 20-30 seconds later. So it's a long way to go. Cthulhu there in the 130s as well. I think the top set of drivers are now in the 130s. This seems to be the race pace. 131 from Supra, so a little bit slower than Guesty. He's dropped back. Then we've got Jacques Jajar doing a 131.5 as well, so that Williams is looking good. Then we've got Noxie in the 130.8. Matt Psycho's doing 132, so a little bit slower from Matt Psycho. 132 from GT Racer. And then we've got Digital Blasphemy in 10th, who's being chased down now by SNL Jam. He's had an eventful race already, 2 spins. A big lock up there we saw by Digital Blasphemy going into the hairpin. Bunnies is in 12th, doing 131 is his fastest lap. And Daz coming into the hairpin now as the leaders go around the bottom hairpin of this circuit. So Paleshi has a long gap between him and Daz, I'd say. Let's have a look. He's just gone across the line there. He's got about a 40 second lead, maybe? Covering the whole field. So Paleshi looking good in the first position. Cinemod, though, looks to be closing. A 1:30.3, a 1:29.9, so Cinemod is a bit quicker. He's dragging Cthulhu with him, a 1:29.6, just 100th slower than his fastest lap, Cthulhu. So Cthulhu is the man of the moment, driving the wheels off his Red Bull. Guesty is in 4th place for Mercedes, a fantastic jump into this car. He's on the hard tyres as well, so doing great lap times in that Mercedes. 5th is Supra, kicking up the sparks. 6th is Jacques Jajar. 7th is Noxie. Let's go on board with Noxie as we go into the hairpin. You can see the cranes. A little bit of a wiggle. This corner, the car always wants to stick. Oh no! I was just about to say the car always wants to spin on you. And it has bitten Noxie. Sorry, Noxie. I can't believe I've just done that. I do not know what happens in these races. I try and keep away from all the incidents, so I don't know what happens, but there we go. Noxie is down to 9th. SNL Jam now up into 8th place. Digital Blasphemy will then try and have a go at Noxie, who has had the damage, but is he up to speed? No, he's definitely going to be slower, so let's go on board with Digital Blasphemy as he goes up the inside. Can he overtake? No, Noxie keeps the car there. It's on the outside though, and Noxie decides to pit. He's had enough. He's on lap number 9. Let's have a look at those tyres whilst we can. Yes, that left rear has not enjoyed that slide. We go to Paleshi, who's leading, but he has to come in on this lap. Lap number 10, his fuel is flashing. The tyres look okay though. Medium tyres on Cinemod. He might have another lap in him. Cthulhu. Plenty of fuel in that Red Bull. Cthulhu's fantastic with his fuel. He's currently got just under a quarter of a tank. He can see the leader, is in a great position. So let's go with Cinnamod through. It's not Cinnamod. Through the tunnel goes Paleshi in the Ferrari. Cinnamod in second. He's just set his fastest lap of the race on lap 9 of 1:29.8. But he's got Cinnamod right behind him and Cthulhu in third. They're all tightly bunched. There's a long gap between them and Guesty, who's just entering the tunnel as Paleshi comes into the pits. So Paleshi in on lap number 10 on the super softs, and so does Cinnamod on the medium. So Cthulhu stays out. He's got plenty of fuel. He could do another 2 laps, I suspect, with the fuel. And Guesty is in. So Guesty is in as well. He needed to pit. Supra goes past. So Supra is up into second. Third goes Jacques Jajar, who's got a quarter of a tank as well, so he's looking good. Fourth, what has happened there? SNL Jam's gone very slowly there. Don't know what's happening here. SNL Jam through the corner. Bit of a slide. Oh, just a bit of a slide and slow exit. There we go. It's a bit of an eventful race. Digital Blasphemy up into 5th. Bunnies is in 6th. Daz is in 7th now, so he's jumped all of those drivers that pitted, and Paleshi is out now. So Paleshi's down in 8th place. He's on the super soft tyres again. Cinnamod comes out, and he is on mediums once more. Then we have Guesty on the softs. So Guesty is on the softs, so he's got rid of his hard tyres and is on the softs. Matt Psycho is 11th. He's in the softs as well, so he stopped on lap number 8, it seems. So he's got rid of his hards. He's doing a different strategy to those around him then. In 11th. 12th place is GT Racer on the medium tyres. So GT Racer is on the medium, so he's had a stop. He's got Noxie right behind him, who's on the soft tyres. And Noxie looking for a move, but we got the race leader in the pits. Noxie goes up inside of GT Racer. We've got a Red Bull first and a Red Bull last, but Supra passes Cthulhu. So Ferrari of Supra going round another lap on those super soft tyres, deciding he can go another lap. Cthulhu had 8% left on his fuel and decided no, he would pit. Jacques Jajar up into 2nd place now as the pit stops start to come through. Digital Blasphemy in 3rd on those hard tyres, doing a long stint here. Bunnies in 4th place on the hards. His fuel is flashing. Consistently doing 131s though on the hards, so he's got pace. A good signing by Aston Martin, it would seem. Daz up into 5th, so he is out of sync with everybody else. He will have a few more laps of fuel whilst everyone around him pits. Now let's have a look at the gap between him and Paleshi. I think it's about 8 seconds? No, 6 seconds maybe. As Daz comes down the straight into the turn 3 hairpin. He's having a look, is he? No. Bunnies ahead of him. Bunnies is having a look though at Digital Blasphemy, who's in 3rd place in the Mercedes. Bunny under pressure though. Bunny's under pressure from Daz. Daz having a look, but poor exit possibly by Digital Blasphemy, and Bunnies is past, and Daz is through as well. So Daz is through past Digital, and the top 2 come into the pits. So Supra into the pits, 1% left of his fuel, 7% for Jacques Jajar. So Jacques Jajar couldn't go another lap. Bunnies is nearly out of fuel. I'll be interested to see how much Bunnies has got left, but he'll be happy. His first ever pit stop in Formula X, and he's in 3rd, and he's got Daz popping in the pits as well. So Daz is on sync with everybody else. Digital Blasphemy is still out there. Now he's setting 133s, 132, so he has to be fuel saving. We saw Guesty on the hards doing 131s. So Digital on the hards has brought himself into play possibly. Paleshi in 2nd. Cthulhu is in 3rd. He's jumped Cinnamod in the pit stops. So Cthulhu has jumped Cinnamod Guesty's in 5th place, sitting 1:29 on his previous lap on the soft tyres. So he's setting great time. Supra in 6th place, getting a blue flag randomly. I don't know why. It's not being lapped. Matt Psycho is in 8th, just behind his teammate Jacques Jajar. So the two Williams are close together. Matt Psycho pitted on lap number 8. So he is out of sync with everybody else. Then we've got Noxie in 9th in the Aston Martin. SNL Jam in 10th in the Alpine on the medium tyres. So a change of tyres for Jam. He's on the mediums now, using those in this middle stint. Then we've got Bunnies, who's on the hards again. So interesting strategy from Bunnies. He's on the hard tyres. Daz is on the super soft, so Daz is on the supers. He should get past Bunnies. Let's go on board. So we'll be hitting 200 miles an hour by the time we exit the tunnel. Oh, a touch there by Bunnies, but that means that Daz has no choice but to give an unintentional bump draft to Bunnies. Bunnies will keep the position then as we go down into the hairpin. Daz leading. Digital Blasphemy commenting, can we stop it there? Oh, Bunnies getting a wiggle on. And Bunnies has lost the position. He's now down to 12th. Daz is in 11th. Let's go back to the lead. We've got Paleshi's ahead. So what has happened to Digital Blasphemy? Because Digital Blasphemy was leading this race. Let's just go back a couple of spouts. Oh, we've lost. So he must have got overtaken because he's done a 1:36.3 on that lap. Must have made a mistake on lap 13 because Paleshi and Cthulhu are now in 1st and 2nd. Blasphemy is in 3rd. We've got Cinnamod in 4th place. Can he make a move up the inside? Yes, he does. It's like taking candy from a baby there. Cinnamod up into 3rd in his Alpine. So Digital drops down to 4th. He still has not stopped in this race. He's got his teammate, Guesty, who has stopped just behind him. We saw in the background there that Digital Blasphemy going through the tunnel, just saw him poking over the crest. Supra in 6th. Matt Psycho 7th. Very close to Supra though. He's overtaken his partner Jacques Jajar in the Williams. So Jacques Jajar in 8th. 9th is Noxie. 10th SNL Jam. 11th is Daz. 12th is Bunnies. 13th is GT Racer. What's happened to GT Racer in this race? It's had a bit of damage on the front. Left side and the front. So it's hit the barrier at some point in this race, not too long ago. A couple of a 1:35 and a 1:34, so a couple of scruffy laps. But at the front, Paleshi leads, but the distance between him and Cthulhu, it's about a second, maybe less. And Paleshi maybe had a poor exit because Cthulhu looked like he was in a better place coming out of the corner. He's in the slipstream now, going over 206 miles an hour. So they break into the hard right-hander. And closes right up to Paleshi's gearbox. Let's get on board with Cthulhu through this section. It's very fast, as I say, very fast. Through the right-hander, this is a confidence corner. You think it's never going to stick, but it always does. Led through the tunnel. Paleshi kicking up the sparks up in front in his Ferrari. Cthulhu in the Red Bull, following down the 3-time race winner. Cthulhu is a 4-time race winner in Formula X. And he's having a look. Oh, a little tap against Paleshi. I think the move was on. And that is why I did not get that excited about it. Paleshi still leads though. Cthulhu is in 2nd. Cinnamod in 3rd. He'll be happy with that. 4th place is Guesty. 5th place, still not stopping, is Digital Blasphemy. So Digital Blasphemy is going to go halfway through this race on a tank of fuel. He can't do the one-stop, surely, because those soft tyres won't last. And he's dropping down the field now as well, because Supra looking up the inside. Easy pass by Supra. Can Matt Psycho get past as well? Matt Psycho looks up the inside of turn 1. Can't quite get it, but he'll tuck up up into the slipstream of Digital Blasphemy down this long straight. I said turn 3 is the hairpin. I suppose technically it's turn 4. As we go deep into the corner, an easy pass. Those soft tyres helping him brake better than Digital, who's now down into 7th place. This was all looking so good for Digital a few laps ago whilst leading, but now he's down into 7th. Fall into the clutches now of Jacques Jajar. 9th is Noxy. 10th is SNL Jam. 11th is Daz. 12th is Bunny, and 13th is GT Racer. So Paleshi still leads from Cthulhu as they go through the final sections of this lap with the fast S's. Can Cthulhu get himself into a position where he can maybe get into the slipstream, use the slipstream to make a move down into the hairpin, the right-hand hairpin, going into the harbour? Digital Blasphemy finally stops on lap number 16, so he's done nearly half the race on a tank and a fuel and a set of tyres. Well done, Digital, for getting that far on one set. We've got Cthulhu then. He's going for the move. Is it on? He's going to have to go around the outside if he does make the pass. He breaks though earlier than Paleshi, who outbreaks himself and runs wide, so Cthulhu's got the inside, and Cthulhu takes the lead from Paleshi. A new race leader. Paleshi loses the lead to Cthulhu. Cthulhu now in his Red Bull, back where he belongs, at the front of the race. The defending champion. He won here last season. He leads the race now. He's got Paleshi in his tail though. They'll be using the slipstream generated by the Red Bull to try and make a move on the inside, possibly going into their hairpin. Does Cthulhu have it covered? Cthulhu does not feel pressured. He doesn't even defend. Cthulhu leads the race. Paleshi a little bit wide coming out of the corner. A little bit later on the power. Cthulhu pulls away. And Cinemod in 3rd place still. Guesty in 4th place. Fantastic effort from Guesty, as I say. Didn't know he was driving for Mercedes until 2 hours before the race. And here he is in 4th. Fantastic. Supra in 5th. 6th is Matt Psycho, as we saw through a barrier there. GT Sport, what we're playing at. 6th place for Matt Psycho in the Williams. Keeping up. Oh, a little crunch with the wall as they go round the outside. 7th is Jacques Jajar, kind of on his own now. He's been dropped by his teammate Matt Psycho. 8th is Noxy. 9th all of a sudden is Daz. So where has Daz come from? He's got ahead of SNL Jam. He set the fastest lap of the race. That's where Daz has come from, a 1:28.8. SNL Jam in the 1:30s. So, doing lap times 2 seconds a lap quicker than the Alpine driver. Bunnies is an 11th. 12th is GT Racer, who's keeping Bunnies in his sights. Will he be able to have a go going into the hairpin at the end of this straight? Not quite. And then we've got Digital Blasphemy now, just starting his 18th lap. So, big fight though between Bunnies and GT Racer. A cutaway at the wrong point between those two. And we've got Cthulhu leading this race. Going through the final corner. Let's see what lap times he's generating. A 1:28 we saw from Daz. 1:29s from Cthulhu though. Very consistent. Because Paleshi, 1:30, pretty much dead. So 0.4 of a second between the two drivers on the last lap. Cinemod in the 1:30s as well on those medium tyres. So he is still there in 3rd. 4th is Guesty. 5th is Supra, but he's got Matt Psycho setting fast times. A 1:30.5 from Matt Psycho, a 1:31 from Cinemod. Matt Psycho having a look going on the outside of the hairpin. No, he dips back into the slipstream. Can he dive late up the inside? Here comes Matt Psycho. He does take the inside line. Supra has to run wide. And Matt Psycho gets himself up into 5th place. The Williams driver now in 5th. Or a hit from Supra on the exit of the corner. So Matt Psycho now in 5th place. Moving forwards up the grid on lap number 19 of 32. He's got 13 laps left. 13 and a half laps left. But he has to pit on this lap, possibly. Stay with Matt Psycho. As he comes down the straight, he's got Supra all over the back of him now. Supra going for the outside. Matt Psycho defending the inside line, so must not be stopping this lap. Matt Psycho comes out of the corner. There's a yellow flag up ahead. What has happened? The Cthulhu has spun. Has Cthulhu spun? What has happened to the race leader? Oh! I actually do not know what has happened there. Let's go on board with Cthulhu. And, well... Did he get taken out by one of the bollards? I think Cthulhu's been taken out by the game. Oh, Cthulhu. I can't believe that. He was leading the race. And now he's down in 4th place. Let's not watch Cthulhu suffer anymore. Second now is Cinnamod then. Paleshi takes the lead. Cinnamod is second. Guesty, as I say, didn't know he was really racing this race. Is now 3rd. 4th is Matt Psycho. 5th is Supra. And 6th, the most unfortunate Cthulhu. He lost 25 seconds. Easily. I don't know what to say, Cthulhu. But Digital Blasphemy says that's evil. Matt Psycho says it's bizarre. Matt Psycho, so unlucky. I honestly do not know what to say, Cthulhu. It looked like the race was his. 7th is Jacques Chajard. 8th is Noxie, who will be coming in this lap. All of this, though, helping Daz in his super soft clad McLaren Gulf livery, looking stupendous in these lights. Guesty is into the pits now. He's on the soft tyres. Cinnamod on the mediums. So coming in now. So what do they do? Paleshi leads this race. Matt Psycho is also in. So this is where all the drivers are coming into the pits. Completely out of fuel there, Matt Psycho. Only 1%. Cthulhu, unsurprisingly, into the pits. Look at that. Quarter of a tank of fuel into the pits. Oh, Cthulhu, Cthulhu, Cthulhu. Paleshi leading this race. After the misfortune of Cthulhu. Supra in second. We've got a Ferrari one too. Supra has hit the wall though. He's got damage on that right front. Must have done it through the S's possibly. Then we've got Jacques Chajard in third. 4th place is Daz, climbing himself back into contention. 5th place is SNL Jam. Those medium tyres just not being touched. Doing 130s. He did a 129 on the lap 18. But Daz is up into 3rd place. He gets up the inside of Jacques Chajard. The McLaren driver looking great. He's come off a run of podiums recently. There is an appeal in place for a Nordschleifer incident that actually lost him 2nd place in the race. He ended up being classified in 4th in the end, but there is an appeal, as I say. So we'll see what happens there. Paleshi is leading and into the pits with 2% left of fuel. Can't believe this. We've only got 11 and a bit laps left of this race. Supra will go around again, so this is the advantage for Gazman for sure. Seeing his Ferrari boys leading the race out in front. We've got Daz though chasing down Supra. We've got 3rd place Jacques Chajard. SNL Jam is in the pits on his medium tyres. Super smooth Tambay indeed. could use those again, those medium tyres. Nobody else would complain. Here is Cinnamod. He's on the super soft tyres. So back on the supers. For the first time actually in this race. I say back onto them, but he's on them for the first time. And he's all over the back of Pilecki. Can he take advantage of Pilecki, who is now on the medium tyres? So the advantage is with Cinnamod. Can the Alpine driver get the Ferrari driver? We see Guesty actually getting very wild in the background, but he's actually got past Cinnamod. He's got past Cinnamod. A great move. Let's just see that again from Guesty, because I saw a little bit of it. He got a little bit wild coming through the final corner. He just went for it. Got a better exit on Cinnamod. Goes around the outside. Carries the speed so much better than the Alpine driver. Guesty's up into 5th, so Cinnamod, instead of fighting for 4th, is now having to fight for 5th to get himself back into the fight. Guesty is looking at Pilecki. Pilecki was leading this race before the pit stop cycle started, so this could be for the win. Guesty, though, shown the outside by Pilecki, who's then got Cinnamod there. Cinnamod hoping to take advantage of Guesty, but Guesty holds his 5th place. And Pilecki stays in 4th. This could be for the win. We've got Guesty in 5th. And Daz pitting on this lap. So it'll be interesting to see where Daz comes out. Supra still going round. He's got plenty of fuel in the tank. He's got those super soft tyres on. He's doing 1:30.9 on his last lap. What's this lap going to be? A 1:30.9, so he's setting consistent times. And so Jacques Jajar. They're putting themselves into contention. Guesty leads with Pilecki all over the back of him. Guesty's got Pilecki then, possibly going into the hairpin. Oh, Pilecki! Oh, it's a bit of a slide. Cinnamod then. Up into 4th place for the Alpine driver. Pilecki in 5th. 6th place is Matt Psycho. He's a little bit behind these guys in front of him. A little clash. Pilecki's got damage on his left front, the Ferrari driver. 7th is Cthulhu, now on the medium tyres. 8th, Daz is chasing him down though on the super softs. 9th is Jam, now on the super softs as well. 10th is Noxie on the hards. So he's trying to catch the guys in front. Then the softs for Digital Blasphemy, who, as I say, did an amazing job with the tyres and the fuel. I think he's tried to do a one-stop here. He's got 9 laps left to go with half a tank, so he could maybe get there on those tyres. Super soft GT Racer. And Bunny, on his debut, is now on the softs. So setting good time, so he's just done a stop. Supra leading for Ferrari, coming through to the tunnel. So we're going through the tunnel and then we'll be pitting at the end of this straight. Oh, not the end of this straight, sorry, I apologise, I got confused where we were. We were at the first hairpin. Through the harbour section. Winner at Le Mans. Where is he in relation to Guesty, who I think is leading this race now? He's about 24 seconds ahead of Guesty, so it'll be interesting to see where Supra comes out in relation to Guesty. Got Cinnamod in 4th, Pilecki 5th, Matt Psycho is in 6th in his Williams. Supra into the pits. Jacques Jajar will also come into the pits, so Jacques Jajar getting himself up the order here, up into the pits. So Supra in his super softs, no fuel left in that car at all as it rolls into the pit garage. See the lights really showing the paintwork off that Ferrari. Gazman has done an excellent job of recreating the 2007 livery But Guesty has already passed Supra. So Guesty now leads. He's got 8 laps to go with half a tank of fuel. That is doable. Same with Cinnamon. Paleshi's got more fuel than those ahead of him. Supra comes out in 4th place with 5th place Matt Psycho. Cthulhu in 6th. Daz in 7th. 8th is Jacques Jajar on the hard tyres now. 9th is Jam. So we've got a real battle. Digital Blasphemy cheering on Guesty. Go Guesty, he says in the comments. We've already seen a win this season for Mercedes at Spa by Digital himself. Guesty now leading as a reserve. We've seen reserve win in Formula X before. It's very rare though. Guesty has never won. He's got 2 second places actually in his first 2 races in Formula X. It's been a long time since he's been on the podium. Cinnamod in 2nd place for Alpine. He's never been on the podium. He's never been this high up. But the first 2 tracks he ever raced on, Le Mans and the Nordschleife, in these cars. It's a baptism of fire. Paleshi in 3rd. 3-time race winner for Williams in Season 2. Took the series by storm. Had a 50% record at one point of winning races. 4th place is Supra, who's got Matt Psycho now chasing him down. The medium tyres of Supra showing that he is vulnerable to Matt Psycho, who's on those soft tyres. Cthulhu is in 6th. He's been chased down by Daz. SNL Jam has got past Jacques Jajar. So the Alpine driver chasing down Daz. Daz ghosting a little bit. Daz has had some damage. Let's just have a look. It's possibly on the exit of the final corner. It's touch and go corner. Yes, a little bit sucked in maybe by Cthulhu, who hit the Armco in front of him. Guesty leads. He's got Cinnamod right behind him. Half a second Cinnamod has taken out of Guesty on the last lap. Could we see one of these drivers take their first win? Matt Psycho's got past Supra. Let's go back. I think he got it in the braking zone. Yes, he does. So up on the inside. Great positioning by Matt Psycho. He gets himself now up into 4th place. Nice, tidy little move there in the underpowered Williams. Up into 4th place. The big V12s in the back of the Ferrari against the teeny weeny V6s in the Williams. As I say, Matt Psycho, championship leader, is using that car. He's got Supra all over the back of him though. Supra coming round the outside. He's got the inside line now. He's got past. There we go. Supra getting past the championship leader. But Matt Psycho dives up the inside, stops it on the apex and gets round again. They're having a fantastic battle here. The Ferrari and the Williams. Supra up ahead again. Going through the S's. Matt Psycho leads. He's got a better car through the corners. Has he got a big enough gap then to put Supra in his place and keep him in 5th place? 6th place is Cthulhu with Daz closing in on him. We've got 6 laps to go. Guesty leading. Gaz is in the comments. Yes, Supra. 2nd is Cinnamod. 3rd is Paleshi in the Ferrari. So Gaz will be feeling fantastic about this. He's got 2 cars in the top 5. Paleshi in 3rd. And Supra in 5th. Matt Psycho, though, in a Ferrari sandwich. Matt Psycho saying, cracking racing. It is fantastic. Look at this. We've got Guesty. Guesty is under pressure from Cinnamod. Cinnamod is looking rapid right now. Can he have a go? He thinks about it into the hairpin. And look at Paleshi there. The top three are covered by a second, maybe? Right now, Guesty, he's had a poor lap. He's nearly 3.5 seconds down on his best. He's defending against Cinnamon, who's got Paleshi going out wide through the S's. So this is awesome. Let's get on board with Paleshi as we go. Chasing down the race leader. We've got Cinnamon in second in front of us, and we've got Guesty in first. Can we see Guesty? There he goes into the first corner. 193 miles an hour on the apex, but let's go on board with Cinnamon, because Cinnamon may have a chance. Oh, but Paleshi's there as well. They're both having a look. Little tap maybe. Cinnamon trying to get the car stopped. He does. He keeps in second. He's got Paleshi, sacked the director, sliding all around these top three. This is what I love about Formula X. The races just come alive. Guesty is saying he is fully lean right now. He is saving fuel. He is trying not to stop. Is he trying to repeat what his teammate did and go incredibly long for these last laps? We've got Cinnamon having a look with a little touch, having to check himself. So Cinnamon now under pressure from Paleshi. Apologies if there's any other action. I can see Daz is up into 6th and Jam is up into 7th past Cthulhu, but we're staying with the leaders because this is where the race is. The top three covered very tightly. Guesty, as he has confirmed, he is going lean here. He's just doing another 33.6, so he's dropped the fuel. He's going to the end. He does not want to stop at all. He's calculated everything. He's got Cinnamon right behind him. Cinnamon is on roughly the same fuel as well, but Paleshi has the same. So Cinnamon, Paleshi's going for a move off on the inside of Cinnamon. He's got himself up into second place. Second place goes Paleshi. So Cinnamon was looking at the lead. He's now dropped down to third. Guesty, he's going to have some pressure now from Paleshi. Paleshi is fighting. And all of this fighting is getting these three into the grips of a psycho. Paleshi, second place. Gaz is going, go Paleshi. Paleshi looking on the outside of the hairpin. No, Guesty defends it really well. Paleshi in second place. Cinnamon third. There is Matt Psycho sneaking along. Nobody's looking at him. We're all looking at Guesty fighting Paleshi. Oh, Paleshi hits the guardrail on the outside, so that puts him under pressure. Oh, Cinnamon hits the guardrail. That means Matt Psycho is going to get into third place. Matt Psycho suddenly found himself into third. There are 3 laps to go. Let's quickly have a look at what's going elsewhere. So Daz is all over the back of Supra. So Daz, the quickest man on the circuit, had the fastest lap we saw. Got Jam in 7th. Got Cthulhu 8th. 9th is Jacques Chachar. 10th is Noxy. 11th is Digital. 12th is Bunnies. And 13th is... Well, I shouldn't have done that update. What has happened here? Matt Psycho has got past Paleshi. Matt Psycho gets himself into second place up the inside at the hairpin at the harbour. I thought I could go away from this front battle, but I can't. The top 4 are covered by less than 2 seconds, I would say. Yes, roughly 2 seconds between the top 4. Matt Psycho's got rocket fuel all of a sudden. Look at him go. But Paleshi in the background. Here comes Paleshi. He's got a roadblock in front of him, though, of a Mercedes and a Williams. He cannot get past, can he? He's got Matt Psycho on his inside, but Paleshi takes the lead as they go into the hairpin. Can he go all the way around the outside of both of them? No, Guesty takes the lead back, but Paleshi's got himself around the outside of Matt Psycho into second place. Paleshi, oh, he's taken the lead! Cthulhu goes into the pits, but Paleshi's taken the lead through the S's. This is unreal. Paleshi is in first. Guesty is in second. Third place is Matt Psycho, and in fourth is Cinnamon. Let's go on board with Cinnamon because this is crazy. Matt Psycho, we've just overtaken him. He's on the inside though. Oh, a little touch of the wall, so Matt Psycho might get a run on us. Can't see Matt Psycho. I'm assuming yes, he must be on the. There he is. On the outside, going to the hub. Look at the front though. Guesty is having a look at Paleshi. Paleshi locks up. Paleshi's gone wide. Paleshi's gone wide, and Matt Psycho takes the lead. No way! Matt Psycho takes the lead. Paleshi locked up. What happened here? So Matt Psycho was in fourth as they went into the hairpin. Paleshi and Guesty go wide, and all of a sudden, well, you don't have to leave a gap that big for Matt Psycho. He will take it. He now leads. Cinnamon is second. Paleshi is third. What has happened to Guesty? And Daz has suddenly appeared. Daz is in fourth. Where has Daz come from? This is unreal. This is unreal. It is a video game, so it is unreal. But this is unreal. Daz is in fourth place now. And fifth place is Guesty, who's falling into the traps of Super, and Jam is there as well. We've got a battle between the top seven, covered by... I don't think how close this is, because Cinnamon is second now. Daz has made his way up into third place. We have to have a look at this. Gaz says phenomenal racing. It is. Daz is up into fourth, but he dives up the inside of Paleshi going into this hairpin. Takes it. Paleshi had nothing to do. He had no answer to Daz, who now is in third. Paleshi under pressure now from Guesty. These two were fighting for the lead. They're now down in fourth and fifth. As Super in the Ferrari is fighting as well. He's trying to close the gap down. Jam is there in the Alpine, so they're all there as they go into the final lap. Matt Psycho say insane racing. It is insane. Matt Psycho leads going into the final lap. Cinnamon is there in second. Third is Daz. Fourth is Paleshi under pressure from his teammate Supra. Guesty has fallen down behind Supra now. The two Ferraris going down the main straight. Supra gets himself up into fourth. We've seen these two have an amazing fight at Spa all race long. Now they're here in the final lap fighting each other. Supra is forcing Paleshi wide. Guesty is in sixth place. Looking off the Ferraris. Gaz must be having kittens, and there goes one of the cars. I think that was Guesty. Guesty, I think, went. Back end kicks out. They can't do anything about it. Drops down, unfortunate for Guesty. Matt Psycho leads this race. He will be thanking his lucky stars. Fantastic racing from everybody involved though. Matt Psycho coming down the main straight. Cinnamon in second, there's no pressure there. Daz in third. Fourth and fifth, the Ferraris are fighting, and all of a sudden SNL Jam has got himself ahead of Supra. Trying to go up the outside though, but Supra has the inside line, forces Jam out wide onto the marbles. There's no grip there. Jam cannot get through, but Matt Psycho is coming through the S's. He has no fuel left through the final corner. Here comes Matt Psycho. What a win! Second is Cinnamon, third is Daz, fourth is Paleshi, fifth is Supra, sixth is Jam, seventh place is Guesty. There comes Guesty in seventh place. Eighth is Jacques Jajar. Ninth place, the most unfortunate Cthulhu. What could this race have been for Cthulhu? As he crosses the line, he's actually run out of fuel, I think, as he crosses the line. Then Noxie in 10th place. Bunnies has come into the pits because he's run out of fuel. 11th goes Digital Blasphemy. Gaz says unbelievable stuff. It really was. Apologies if I couldn't keep up with everything that was going on in this race, but as you've seen, it has been insane. So Bunnies ran out of fuel on the last lap, but fortunately he's able to stay in 12th place. Matt Psycho saying the best SNL race? It's definitely the closest. I don't know if Noxie winning at Le Mans on the final corner though, or Blue Moon Speedway last season where we had 3 cars fighting across the line. That was insane though. You could not call that race. Digital tried the one stop, it didn't work. So let's have a look at the race results and confirm everything from that epic race. This could be the top SNL race. It really could. Recency bias and all of that, but it could have been the best. My voice is maybe suggesting it is, although I have been teaching all day, so it's the first one I've done with a voice that's been used all day. But in first place, a fantastic victory for Matt Psycho. I wonder where that ranks in his list of wins. Matt Psycho wins for Williams again. Second place, a debut podium for Cinemod in the Alpine. Alpine back up there again, racing hard. Mika will be happy to see that. Jim and Flashman will be happy at Williams for another win. Daz back on the podium, third place for the McLaren driver. He'll be happy with that. Paleshi in fourth, beating his teammate Supra. Sixth place is Jam, and the top 10 were covered by less than 10 seconds. Less than 10 seconds covering the top 6. Seventh, Guesty. Eighth in his Williams was Jacques Jajar. Ninth for Red Bull, the unfortunate Cthulhu. I'm so sorry, Cthulhu. 10th place, Noxie in the Aston Martin. 11th place was Digital Blasphemy. 12th place was Bunnies on his debut for Aston Martin. A great learning period for him. You always get better in these cars, Bunnies, so don't worry. And in 13th place was GT Racer for Red Bull. The fastest lap was Daz with a 1 minute 28.61. So let's have a look at that, what that does to the championship standings. So the championship standings now after that race are as follows. In first place is Matt Psycho for Williams with 122 points. Let's go and have a look. There he is. In second place is Wolfbane for McLaren with 104 points. Third place is Daz now with 93 points. In fourth place is Supra in the Ferrari with 84 points. Cthulhu is then fifth for Red Bull with 80 points. In sixth place is Jam in the Alpine with 79. Seventh place is Digital Blasphemy with 68 points. Guesty is in 8th place with 60 points. Paleshi is in 9th place with 52 points. 10th place is Jacques Jajar with 51 points. Alexis Maximus has 45 points. Noxie has got 43 points. GT Racer has 38 points. 32 points for Cinemod. 16 for Pat. 3 for Jim. Bunnies has 3. Digweed has 2. And Dawes has 0. And the team's championship is updated as well. So McLaren are in first place with 177 points. Second are Williams with 164 points. Third are Ferrari with 129 points. Fourth is Mercedes with 119 points. Fifth are Red Bull with 117 points. Sixth are Alpine with 114 points. And Aston Martin have got 71 points. So lots of battles with 3 rounds to go in the championships, both in the Drivers' Championship, that third place is looking incredibly tight, and also the Teams' Championship, the top 2 very close together, and then it's anybody's fight for third. Join us next week for the craziness that is the Blue Moon Bay Speedway. 100 laps around Blue Moon Bay. Absolutely crazy. Everything is to play for, as I say. We will have a phenomenal race next week as well. Join us again for that. We've got the Porsche Cup coming as well tomorrow night. Lots of action for you. Those dark and dismal September nights are brightened up by SNL Racing. We've got lots coming for you as well. Check out our Discord. We've got an announcement coming up about a possible special race coming in October. More details will be released this week, I am sure. But from everyone at SNL, enjoy your evening. Keep warm, like, share and subscribe. This was an insane race. I think the more people that see this, the more we will have here in our little group. Thank you for watching, and good night.